filtered water. Make sure that it's filtered water, and you just want to cover the almonds. Put on the airtight lid. Shake it up a little bit. And then this goes into the refrigerator overnight. And tomorrow morning, we're gonna have wonderful almond milk. Okay, so this has been soaking overnight. These are the almonds for our almond milk. They were in the refrigerator in this airtight, sort of airtight container. So here we go. That shows that it's airtight. Here we are. Open that up. And there are the almonds. Nice and soaked, and you can see they're a little bit expanded. They got fat with the water because they soaked it in, and that's what's going to make the creamy consistency of the almond milk. Okay, so I'm gonna dump that water now. Okay, so I dumped the water. It was a little bit brown, perhaps from the brown coloring of the almonds, perhaps from a little bit of accumulated dirt as they transport the almonds around. But now they're totally soaked. I love the sound of soaked almonds. It sounds like little driftwood, little pieces of driftwood. So you know when they're fat like this and they sound like driftwood, you know that they have plenty of moisture in them to give a good creamy consistency to the almond milk. So we're gonna just pour these right into the blender. And I use a 5-to-1, so there's about, if we say that's 1, I'm gonna go up to here. So 4 or 5-to-1 almond to water ratio. We have our filtered water here, so I'm gonna pour the water right in there. If you want creamier milk, you could stop right there. That would be very creamy, very thick, more like a cream. If you want a more milky consistency, put more water in there. And I go right up to the top. So I'm gonna estimate that that's about 4-to-1 water to almonds. Now it is just blending them up. Okay, so now all we have to do is put the lid on there. This is a really tight lid on this. So here we go. And I blend it for 30 to 60 seconds. I want the almonds to be a very fine consistency. So here we go. Okay. So that was 30 seconds, depending on how creamy you want it, to 60 seconds. No more than 2 minutes. It'll start to get hot. You don't want the milk to be too hot. You don't want the machine to get too hot. So no more than 2 minutes. And as you can see, we have a nice creamy consistency. It's starting to come out the top here. As you can see, the foam is starting to come out there. That's fine. You got foam here. And you can see the almond meal is starting to settle to the bottom, and that's what you want. Now it doesn't have to sit here for very long. So here is my nut sack. It is just linen, so you can buy one of these. They're very, very inexpensive. You can find them on the internet. We've used ours enough that it's starting to get just a little bit stained from the almonds, the brown in the almonds, but you can buy these on the internet, or you can use a linen hand towel, and that would be fine also, because you just need something to go in the other equipment. Some of the other equipment we have here, we have a measuring cup, a large measuring cup that we've rinsed out to make sure there's no dust in there. It holds 1,000 milliliters, so a liter. And we also have a 1.5 liter container here for the milk that we hold. We only have to use this for about a day because we go through this amount of almond milk on our splurge day, Saturday. So we go through the almond milk in one day. So, but this can go in the refrigerator also. All right, so we put our nut sack. Sorry, I'll stop saying that. We'll put our nut bag right in there, and we take the lid off there, and we pour some of this directly into the measuring cup in our nut bag. Right up to the top there. Now we'll do this twice. So one time here, then the rest of it in. Okay, so JC is now taking the nut bag out of the measuring cup, and she'll gently squeeze. You can't squeeze real hard because there's air in there, so you got to get the air out as the milk comes out. And it's just like you're milking a cow, which obviously tells you I've never milked a cow. So almond milk squeezing all over the place. JC is my little almond milkmaid.
If I practice more, I can be hired by a farmer.
Well, if it's an almond farmer, sure. Almond dairy farmer.
More practice.
So there we go. And this
I
is
definitely
the
won't have a
process.
job there now.
Get some air out of that bag. There's a lot of air up there. Yeah, there you go. Because that's the milk's hiding there too. So you gotta get that. Yeah. And you know, it's really this simple. You know, you go to the store and you spend a lot of money for a box full of almond milk that has a lot of chemicals in it and a lot of junk and probably sugar, when you can do that with a few pieces of equipment. Very simple. And there you go.
I got it everywhere.
It tends to go everywhere. If you have a bigger container to do that with, but we have to pour it from the measuring cup into our almond milk container. So
That's about it.
okay. So now we take the almond meal and we save that. We put it aside. So we take the nut bag, or if you have a linen towel, and we pour the almond meal into a bowl. And we are going to use this. A lot of people throw this away, but we're going to use it to make a cake. And I will show you that next week. But this is good stuff. We don't want to waste this. Okay, so we take the almond milk in the measuring cup, okay, and we pour it. Gotta pour slowly or it gets everywhere. Into the carafe. And if that doesn't look like milk, I don't know what does. There you have it. Round 2 was as successful as round 1. And we have a full carafe of delicious, creamy almond milk. So now we have this wonderful, creamy almond milk, and we are going to make almond milk lattes. And all we do, we have our double espressos here. I have a little bit more than JC, and we just pour the almond milk in there till it looks about right. And voila. So with just a few pieces of equipment, that you can easily purchase for your kitchen. We have made almond milk that is better than anything you can get in the store. And we have some almond meal left over that, as I said, I'm going to make a cake, and I'm going to show you that next week or the next couple of weeks. All right, that's it.
Enjoy your latte.